guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Friday and it's time for another video right here on Magic TV. And today I'm going to be doing a slightly different video. I am going to be talking about the 7 reasons being a magician in the UK is absolutely awesome. You know, sometimes on Magic TV, I dwell on the negative. I'm like, isn't this trick terrible? Isn't this trick terrible? Well, today it's all about positivity. And you can tell I'm taking it seriously. I have a list. Here we go. The 7 reasons being a magician in the UK is awesome. Now, I'm sure being a magician in other countries is awesome. But I live in the UK. I'm based in the UK. I want to highlight a few things that I think that every magician should be glad for if they live in the UK. Because I bet there's some magicians that are maybe new into magic that are in the UK that don't know about this. And also, if you're from abroad, now the world is opening back up and we can travel around again. You know, there might be people coming over to the UK. And if you are coming over to the UK, hey, this is the stuff that you need to do while you're here. So without further ado, I'm going to count it down. The 7 reasons why being a magician in the UK is awesome. Right, in the 7th position, we have the Magic Circle. Now, everybody knows I have had in the past a love-hate relationship with the Magic Circle. However, I've got nothing but love for those guys right now. Having seen what the council are doing, the new council that are currently in charge of the whole thing, having seen what the council are doing, I am absolutely blown away. And what would you expect with people on the council? I'm not going to list specific people because they're all doing an amazing job. But the council are really kind of leading from the front with this thing at the moment. And the Magic Circle is the place to be. Now, I know people are going to say, well, there's the Magic Castle in America. And yes, there are. And I'm sure every country has that kind of mecca for their country. But, you know, the Magic Circle is just awesome. If you've never been to the headquarters, you really need to go one way or another. They do shows. They do close-up shows and they do stage shows where the members, perform shows that people can buy tickets to. I've never been invited to do a show, but, you know, don't worry about that. That's not important. I'm not feeling hurt. It's not about me. But the point I'm trying to make is you can go and you can watch a ticketed show. And these shows, they always sell out. I mean, this is good for magic. The Christmas shows always sell out. The stage shows always sell out. It's good for magic. It really is, because so many lay people buy tickets and, it's just, how many times do you go to a gig and you go, are you in the Magic Circle? So if you're not a member of the Magic Circle, I really highly suggest that you do become a member. And this is coming from somebody who spent a long time banging on about how the Magic Circle weren't very good. And that was coming from a position of me being immature and stupid and wanting to kick over tables for no reason other than just to get a rise out of people, which I don't do anymore. And I can honestly say being in the Magic Circle is awesome. And I don't even live in London. I bet it's even more awesome if you live in London. You can go every Monday. I can't go every Monday. But what I can do is, because of all the different things that they're doing, I can see all of the lectures online. The Facebook group is now really vibrant and back to where it should be. I can, there's so much stuff that they're doing online and streaming the lectures, which is fantastic. But you get a chance to go down there from time to time and see amazing lectures. And if you've not been into the headquarters, the library, the museum, the whole thing is great. And you know what? The few times that I have been there, it's so friendly. I don't remember it being that friendly when I went before I got kicked out and came back in again. I don't remember it being that friendly. Maybe I was just in a different mindset back then. I was looking for negatives instead of positives. But every time I've gone to the Magic Circle, I've been absolutely blown away by how inviting everybody is, which is really good, because that's something that I've been banging on this channel about that should happen. But then you throw in the magazine that they send out to members. You throw in everything else. You know, they've just started the competitions. They've just innovated the virtual magician of the year, which people can watch, and they can watch all the performances, and I know there's other things planned. And then you combine that with the Young Magic Circle, with the YMC, or Young Magicians Club, which is part of the Magic Circle, which I think is so important. I don't think there's anything more important than getting the youth of today into magic. And the YMC is going to play a huge part in that moving forward. And I really do believe that the YMC is going to be huge over the coming weeks and months and years. And once they've kind of sorted themselves out post-COVID, I think it's going to be massive. The point is, the Magic Circle is great. If you're not a member, it's not that expensive. If you're into Magic, I really would join. I like the fact that there's an actual audition process. I go to some Magic clubs around the UK, and it's kind of like, there's no audition process. It's like, yeah, show us a card trick, great, you're in. There's a feeling of, you get a great feeling when you're finally in the Magic Circle, because it is a difficult thing to do. You've got the apprentice group, and they'll guide you, and eventually you take your exam and you get through. It's wonderful. It really is wonderful. So if you're a visiting magician to the UK, beg, borrow, and steal. Make sure that you get a chance to go and visit the Magic Circle. And if you're in the UK, apply. What are you waiting for? In sixth position, I'm going to go for the Blackpool Magic Convention, which has obviously just happened, the Blackpool Magic Convention, the BMC. I did a video a couple of weeks ago before I went to the States about how amazing Blackpool Magic Convention 2022 was. I thought it was absolutely beyond epic. I really did. I thought that everything was so good. And as I said, there's going to be more videos coming out in the coming weeks and months about Blackpool and the Magic Convention. But suffice to say, one of the best things about living in the UK is the Blackpool Magic Convention. People travel from all over the world to come and watch this convention. It is the largest convention in the world, and we have it on our doorstep. And people are traveling literally all over the world to come and visit this convention. And I know there's other really good conventions, the Genie Convention, Magic Live, there's Magic Fest. There's lots of other conventions around the world that are really good as well. And in the UK, there's lots of really good conventions. The London Magic Convention, organised by Preston and Andy Nyman, is amazing. The Session Convention, organised by the team at Vanishing Ink, is really good. The newcomer that's only just started, the Leeds Magic Jam, is great. You've got the Wessex Magic Convention. You've got loads of all the... I don't want to take anything away from all these smaller conventions. And one of the great things about being in the UK is having all these different conventions that you go to. But man, I have been in this industry for nearly 30 years. I have been to conventions all over the world in multiple countries, and I have never seen a convention as good as Blackpool. Everything, you take everything into consideration, the gala shows, the lineup, the who's who. You take into consideration all the multiple things that are going on throughout the day. The Family Entertainer of the Year. You look at the after shows like the Beat the Wand and the Not the Gala show, and all of this stuff. All of the things going on make Blackpool amazing. And the dealer room, I'm sorry, there is no dealer room in any convention anywhere in the world, including Magic Live, that goes anywhere close to beating the Blackpool Magic Convention. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best dealer room in the world. If you're looking for new tricks, new ideas, new concepts, then you have to go to the dealer room at Blackpool. It's an amazing thing that I live 2 hours away from Blackpool, so that when Blackpool rolls around, I don't have to travel to another country or anything like that. I can literally just jump on a train, or I can literally just jump into a car, and I can be at the largest magic convention in the world every year. I mean, the only downside is that it's freezing cold in Blackpool in February. But if I have to put up with the freezing cold in order to attend the best magic convention that there is, that's what I'm going to have to do. I don't mind. But the second point on this list has to be Blackpool. In number 5, we have magic bars. And what I really love is that there's loads of magic bars all around the UK. There's loads of magic bars, and it's great because having all of these bars where people can come in and watch magic, first of all, it's good for magic, right? Because it just elevates the art. It's a place that just is going to promote magic to all of the lay people and, around the UK. And the more popular it is, that's the best thing for gigging magicians and, people that make their money from performing magic. It's great having all of these venues, but they're popping up all over the place, obviously. And we'll get to Mark Bennett later on, but, obviously Mark Bennett was one of the pioneers pioneers of magic bars over here in the UK, with Illusions first of all, well, pure magic bar, then Illusions, and now Smoke and Mirrors. And like I say, we'll get to Mark later on, but you look at the Oracle in Liverpool, you look at the Magic, is it the Magic Room in Llandudno? You've got Jasper Blakely's venue, the Small Space, I think it is. Again, in Barry in Wales, you've got Houdini's down in Kent. There's a couple of different Houdinis. And you know what? I could spend ages listing all of the different venues that you can go and watch magic. But man, it's so good, isn't it? I mean, think about it. It's so good. There's some countries that don't have a magic bar anywhere. And the fact that a bar can open up and advertise itself as a magic bar and stay in business is incredible. For all those people that say that magic is dead, people like Jabrizi and people like that say, oh, magic is dead. I'm sorry, if magic is dead, then why are so many magic bars around the UK thriving right now, where people will queue up to spend money to go and watch a magic show and drink beer? I mean, come on, that is a great situation that we've got ourselves into. It's really, really good. Which brings us to the next point, point number 4. Okay, so in point number 4, I've got 2 points really on this. The first point is weddings, stroke, the fact that magic's so popular in the UK. And magic is really popular in the UK. It really, really is. I mean, you look at the last season of BGT, and I've talked about this on the channel before, but you look at the last season of BGT, you had half of the finalists were magicians. And that wasn't through the judges putting them in the final. That was through the public vote. I'm pretty sure that BGT wouldn't want half the acts to be magicians. They'd want more of a variety. But that's where it was. Half of the acts were magicians and did a fantastic job. And yes, a magician didn't win, but a magician has won. Richard Jones, my cap's off to you. My salute is there to you, Lance Corporal Richard Jones. The fact is, magic is so popular over here in the UK at the moment. And the reason I wrote down the word weddings is because I was in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio for the last week. And I spoke to Sean Dunn over there. Me and Sean went to have lunch a couple of times. And I sat down with Sean and he was talking to me about weddings. And he said, you know, weddings are really popular. Magic's really popular in the UK, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, nobody books magic for weddings over here in the US. Like, nobody. And that just baffles the mind because, like, it's got to a point now over here in the UK where if you're having a wedding, one of the first things that you're going to think of is entertainment. And when you make a list of entertainment that's popular at weddings, man, magic is going to be right up there on that list. It's just accepted that most weddings will have a wedding magician because it serves a purpose. As well as being entertaining, it serves a purpose. It cuts that dead time out. So that you know there's entertainment going on while the photos are being taken and while the rooms are being turned round. And you know, now there's guys going out there doing all-day packages where there'll be a magical MC and they'll do like an all-day event where they'll run the whole thing and do magic throughout the day. Magic is very, very popular at weddings, like super popular, which is why there's so many professional magicians in the UK, so many professional magicians that make a good living from magic. But it's not just weddings, restaurants, bars, nightclubs. There's so many restaurants. I could literally, if I wanted to, pick up the phone and organise 2-3 restaurant residencies in a week. I could literally land myself 3 restaurant residences in a week. Heck, Ryland is 9 years old and he now has his own restaurants. Every week he goes and he does magic for 2 hours and gets paid to do magic for 2 hours in a restaurant. Every week. I mean, there's so many places that want to book magic. And it's not just weddings. It's not just restaurants. You know, birthday parties, hen parties, any type of event, corporate events, whatever it may be. Magic is really, really popular. And then, you know, well, I'll get onto that point. I've got a separate point for that later on. But the point I'm trying to make is it is so popular. And that's a great situation to be in because, you know, where else can you go? Where, you know, I'm filming this today and it's my daughter's birthday. And she wanted to go bowling with 3 or 4 of her friends. So me and Rylan were playing in the arcades while Thea went bowling with her friends. And they went into McDonald's afterwards. And Thea asked Rylan to do a magic show for her. So in McDonald's, Ryland did like a 25-minute set for her and her friends at the table, and he'll probably put some of the videos of it on your socials if you want to see it. But he was doing stuff like fibre optics, sponge balls, cube stuff, Memdeck stuff, just the standard things. And at the end of it, like at the end of his, like, I think he did 25 minutes to this table of 5 girls or 4 girls. At the end of the set, he had like literally a massive crowd of people around him in McDonald's, all adults and teenagers, and everyone goes, "Woo, yeah, go!" Like that Magic is just really popular, and it's good for the pros, but it's also good because more people are getting into Magic all of the time, and that is awesome. In position number 3, we have the Magic community. So we've got the Magic community. You know what? I've had a love-hate relationship over the previous years with the Magic community, but now it's all love. Well, it's all love. I think there's a few guys out there that don't like me. It's funny. I think I've openly said on this channel that I was very immature for many years, and I used to kick over tables and annoy people on purpose. And since starting Magic TV, I've tried to make amends for that. And I've spoken to several people. In the last week, I've spoken to 4 separate people, and not about this. The conversation turned to this. I've had 4 separate people that basically said the same thing at Blackpool, which is they spoke to various people at Blackpool who said, "Oh, you know what? I really don't want to like Craig, but seeing how he is with the kids at Blackpool and seeing how he is around people, I can't help but to like him." And I think I'm like Marmite. I've said it before on this channel. I think I'm outspoken. I speak my mind, and some people like me, some people don't, and I'm absolutely cool with that. The point I'm trying to make is generally, most people, at least to my face, like me, which is cool. But the Magic community is so strong. I mean, I look around and there's so many magicians and there's so many clubs around the UK. And, I've got so many friends in Magic that I can just literally pick up the phone and have a conversation with them. Some of my closest friends are magicians. You look at Lloyd Barnes, you look at Nemeth Phoenix, you look at Alex Foley, you look at Kieran Shepherd. The list goes on and on and on. Roman Armstrong. I love all of these people. I think they're absolutely fantastic. And the Magic community is really strong right now in the UK. And it comes back to, everything else that I talked about, the Magic bars and, Magic being popular as, people booking it left, right and centre. The community is really strong. And I think what we need to do is we need to dial down on that. We need to focus on that. And we need to get more people into Magic, especially younger people. I'm very passionate about younger people coming into Magic because they're going to be the big hitters in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm going to do a video about this down the line somewhere. But the point is, I'm really proud. Is proud the right word? I'm really kind of proud, stroke excited about the Magic community right now. I think that there's less bickering than ever before. At Blackpool, you go into the Ruskin, you just saw everybody just enjoying each other's company, and that's amazing to see, especially after a year and a half of being locked in our houses. It's nice to see that we're coming through this on the other side, and people are being social again, which is wonderful. It's what it's all about. So in position number 2, I'm going to go for BGT, Britain's Got Talent. Britain's Got Talent, I think. Now, if I'd have made this list 6 or 7 years ago, BGT would never have been on the list. In fact, if I made a list of the worst things, the things that would affect Magic negatively in the UK, I think BGT would have been on that list, because there was a time a few years ago where Magic was a joke, wasn't it? Like, Magic was just an absolute joke. And what they used to do is they used to have one token magician on. And they used to have that episode where they used to show clips of magicians coming on, not doing very well, another magician not doing very well, another magician not doing very well. And then there would be one magician that bucked the trend and did okay, and they probably wouldn't get very far. These days, that's not the case. Man, that is not the case. And I think it started to change when David and Karen went on. They did their thing. And I think Magic was viewed as really cool for the first time then. And there's a whole generation of magicians that have David Penn to thank for that, because, I think he did an amazing job. of going. I was there live in the audience for his audition and for his semi-final. He did an amazing job. He really did. But off the back of that, we've now had some fantastic acts on BGT. You know, Jamie Raven, Richard Jones. The list goes on and on. You know, every year, just the year just gone, Magical Bones, Aidan McCann, Jasper Cherry, the father and son team. Why can I not remember their name? They're simply awesome. It'll come to me. From Wales. Those guys were great. They were so good. They were so good, and I know them, and I can't remember. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. If you're watching, I really apologise. The point is, so many great acts on BGT. And I think that just has a really positive influence on Magic as a whole, because you see all of these acts doing well on BGT, and then what that happens with that is that gets even more exciting, doesn't it? That laymen watch that. Don't get me wrong, laymen watch that, and off the back of that, everybody wants to book a magician. I've always said, you know, an act doing well on BGT is fantastic, because somebody will be watching that thinking, you know what, I'd like to have that at my 50th birthday party in a few months' time. Let's Google a magician or whatever it may be, right? Magic being shown in a positive light on a TV show just has a huge impact on people booking magicians. It's why I could never understand people being negative about Dynamo. Whether you love him or hate him, Dynamo has done more for the Magic community than anybody, because more people want to book Magic now than ever before because of Dynamo. Anytime Magic is shown in a positive light on television, it's a good thing for the community as a whole. It's a good thing for every professional magician around the UK. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, Russ Stevens has had a big role to play in that, a huge role to play in that. He's and I talked about this when I interviewed him. If you want to go back and look at the Talk Magic interview, you can do. But I've spoken to other people on this channel as well that have raved about Russ, because ever since he got involved in doing whatever he does in BGT, the quality of Magic has gone through the roof. And when was the last time you saw Magic being painted in a negative light? When was the last time you saw a magician going on BGT and just getting buzzed off and being a laughingstock? It doesn't happen. And I bet you there's been people that have auditioned that things have gone wrong, because let's be honest, with Magic, things can go wrong all the time, especially live. But we never see it. We never see it, or I don't remember seeing it. And all that the program focuses on is, oh, this magician was great. This magician was great. This magician was great. And I think, you know, that's awesome. And Russ Stevens has got a big part to play with him. It's not a coincidence that Russ got involved in the show. And as I say, I don't really know for sure what he does in the show. You have to go and check out his Talk Magic interview for that and see if you can piece it together. But we all know that he has a big role to play in that show, and whatever role he plays, it's working. So, you know, on behalf of the Magic community, on behalf of every single magician in the UK, thank you, Russ Stevens, because you're probably realising right now that this list is all about, you know, like Magic being more popular than ever before in the UK. And one of the reasons for that is how it is portrayed on television. And let's be honest, BGT is one of the biggest shows on TV right now. And the fact that it's been portrayed in a really positive light every year is a huge thing. So, yeah, that's point number 2. It's Britain's Got Talent, stroke, Russ Stevens. And then you've got number 1. In my opinion, one of the best reasons for being a magician in the UK right now is Smoke and Mirrors and Mark Bennett. I said I was going to come back to it. I said I was going to come back to Mark. Yes, I talked about magic bars before. And magic bars are really important, and there's lots of them. But for me, Smoke and Mirrors is the OG. Smoke and Mirrors is where it's at. Now, I might be biased because Mark is a friend of mine. I might be biased because I performed at Smoke and Mirrors, but man, I think Smoke and Mirrors is massive. You know, it's like I'm not a rap. I'm not an expert at rap by any means. But I would put Mark Bennett as like the Eminem or the Snoop Dogg or the Dr. Dre, while everybody else is kind of just on a slightly lower level. And I don't mean that negatively towards all the other Magic bars, because I think they're all fantastic, but I think Mark's just been doing this for a very long time. Go and check his Talk Magic interview out. Go and listen to it, and listen to what he did with Pure Magic. Listen to what he did with Illusions. Listen to what he did with Smoke and Mirrors. But Mark is leading from the front in this country when it comes to giving people an opportunity to thrive in an environment where their skills are going to be tested. He's got Smoke and Mirrors, which is an incredible venue. It's doing really, really well. Look at the TripAdvisor reviews. People are pouring into that venue every single day, and they're leaving with a really positive experience of Magic, which is good for Magic as a whole. It's become one of the must-see destinations in Bristol. But not only that, Mark gives so many people their shot at performing on stage in front of real people. Take aside the house magicians, whether it's the house magicians doing close-up or it's the house magicians doing stage, which have been given fantastic opportunities. How many other places can you think of where you can be a magician in the UK and get a chance to perform on stage every single night? I can't think of pretty much anywhere. But then you've got the fact that he's got visiting magicians coming in all the time. He doesn't need to have those visiting magicians in. He doesn't really need to. I don't know Mark's business inside out and back to front. But what I do know is that he can handle it with his house magicians, but he's paying magicians to come in and help and giving them a shot, which is absolutely fantastic. And when you walk into the theatre in Bristol in Smoke and Mirrors and you look at the room, it's just beautiful. And you look at all of the pictures around the room, and you look at all of the pictures of people that have performed there. It is literally a who's who in the magic industry. It's incredible. But then you've got the Magic Club that he's organised. He's organised a Magic Club where he gets lecturers to come in all the time and lecture about magicians and lecture about magic. And the guy does more for magic in the UK than pretty much anybody I know. Literally almost anybody I know. It's incredible, really. As somebody who considers Mark Bennett a friend, I really do think if there's an award out there for, services to the magic industry in the UK, he should win it. Because I can't think of anybody else that's doing as much, but from every avenue. He's promoting magic. He's giving people shots. And you can tell he loves magic. And if you've not seen Mark Bennett perform, go and watch. Go to Bristol. Go figure out when he's on and go watch him perform. He is laugh out loud hilarious. He's really funny. And he is number one on my list of the top reasons why it's awesome being a magician in the UK. Mark, my hat is off to you. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now, but before I do, I want to give a special shout out to Russ Brown, because obviously he's just set up the House of Secrets in Blackpool, which I went to over the Blackpool Magic Convention weekend. It was officially opened by Paul Zenon the day after the Blackpool Magic Convention, and it's really nice. And Russ is a really great guy, and I can see he's already lining up loads of great acts. I was looking at the website. He's got Tom Crosby going there. Tom is absolutely amazing. It's not been open long enough to make this list right now, but I think if I do this list again next year, I have a feeling it'll be right near the top of the list. But a special shout out to Russ Brown. It's very difficult setting up a new business, especially when we've just come through a global pandemic. This guy, Russ Brown, he has balls the size of grapefruits. And, if you're going on holiday to Blackpool or you're anywhere near Blackpool, go and support him. I know I will, because every single venue that opens that's magic themed is good for magic in general. So I'm going to give a special shout out to Russ Brown. Now, guys, do me a favour. Let me know what you think of the list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm very proud of being a magician over here in the UK, and I think there's a lot of stuff going on right now. If you're not in the UK, let me know what it's like in your country. As I say, I was chatting to Sean Dunn, I was chatting to Eric Tate and Nick Poper and Nick LaCoppa over in Columbus, and they were all saying to me, hey, magic's great, but, it's not as popular. You don't get as many bookings, especially for weddings and places like that. So let me know what you think in your country. And if you ever come to the UK, please make sure you check some of these places out because they are absolutely fantastic. And if you're a magician in the UK, let me know what you think. Do you disagree? Do you agree? I want to know. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, you know what you got to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I will be back again tomorrow with another video. In fact, it's the weekend tomorrow, so I'm going to be back here with 4 videos on the Saturday, 4 videos on the Sunday. Thank you once again for joining me. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic.